Hey there. So in this video, we're going to go over the ecology, symbiosis, and predator-prey relationship notes. So this is going to be packet page 151. So let's start by defining symbiosis. Symbiosis is a close, permanent relationship between organisms of two different species. If I take a look at this word and kind of break it apart, I see that the first part of the word, right, sim, meaning together, and then bio, meaning life. So life living close together. So there are three types of symbiotic relationships. You can have a bad and good relationship, where basically one organism is harmed and the other one benefits. You can have a good relationship where both organisms involved are benefiting from the relationship. And then you can have a good neutral relationship where one organism is helped and the other organism doesn't necessarily benefit but is not harmed by the relationship. So let's take a look at these three types of symbiotic relationships. So first there is parasitism. So this is the good-bad relationship where one organism is hurt, but the other organism benefits. So parasitism, a relationship that benefits one organism, but hurts the other organism. So for example, a parasitism, we can think of two types of birds, a cowbird and a warbler. In this case, what's happened is the cowbird has put its egg, the mother cowbird has laid an egg in the warbler nest. And what will happen is the warbler mom, the warbler female, she does not know the difference. And so she will sit on all of the eggs, even though one of them is not hers. And when they hatch, the cowbird young will basically eat the warbler young and take over the nest. So that's a good example of parasitism. Another example could be like a tick on a dog or a tick on you. So the tick is benefiting and you are being harmed. So here the cowbird is benefiting and the warbler is being harmed. So this is just the warbler female feeding the cowbird young. So she's not the brightest. The second type of symbiotic relationship is mutualism. So this is the good. So this is a relationship where both of the organisms are going to benefit. An example of mutualism, flowers and pollinators. So you have a bee here, which is the pollinator. The bee gets food. That's definitely a positive. But the flower benefits because the bee will fly from one flower to a second flower and transfer pollen in order to help the flowers reproduce. So both the bee and the flower are benefiting from this relationship. So this is mutualism or a mutualistic relationship. Clownfish and sea anemone is another good example of mutualism. The clownfish gets a home, and the sea anemone stays clean, and the clownfish is protected because the sea anemone has like it shocks, and so no other fish are adapted to live in the anemone. So it works out for both the anemone and the clownfish. The third and final Symbiotic relationship is commensalism. So this is the good neutral relationship where one organism is going to benefit and the other organism is not helped or harmed. So a relationship that benefits one organism and the other organism just doesn't care. Just, they don't benefit, but they are not harmed. So, go about your business. An example of commensalism would be moss and a tree. So the moss is definitely being helped here. It is able to spread, find new places for sunlight so that it can do photosynthesis. The tree is not harmed. The moss is not a parasite. The moss is not stealing nutrients from the tree. But the tree is also not being helped by the moss. They're not sharing nutrients. So the moss is gaining a benefit in this relationship, and the tree's just kind of there. Another example are cattle egrets and cows. The cattle egrets get a meal from the cows, the insects that follow them around, and the cows don't really care that they're there. The egrets don't really bug them. So the cattle egrets are definitely benefiting because they're getting a meal. The cows don't care that they're there. So not being harmed, but also not being helped. So those are the three examples of symbiotic relationships: parasitism, mutualism, and commensalism. So let's take a look at another type of relationship in the ecosystem, the predator-prey relationship. So a predator is any animal that eats another animal. And a prey is the animal that is being eaten by the predator. An example of a predator-prey relationship, we can think of a lion, right? The lioness hunting the zebra. So in this example, the lioness, right, the female lion is the predator and the zebra are the prey. And then here we have an example of, I think these are minnows, but just small fish and the shark. So the shark is definitely the predator. The fish are the prey because the shark is the one eating the other animal. The prey are the ones hopefully not going to be eaten by the predator. So predator-prey populations, they go in cycles of high and low numbers. So as the prey population increases, there is more food available for the predators. So the predator population also begins to increase. So in this example here with the lynx and the hare, so the predator is the lynx and the prey is the hare, the rabbit. Oh, that is a good picture. I would not want to be the person taking this picture. But the lynx here is the predator getting a meal from the hare. So as the number of predators increases, more and more prey are going to be eaten. And so their population will then begin to decrease. And then the cycle will repeat over and over again. As the prey population increases, there is going to be more food available for the predator. So the predator population can begin to increase. But as you get more predators, they're eating more and more prey. So that population begins to decrease. So it's a cyclical relationship where the numbers for the number of predators and the number of prey kind of follow each other as their populations increase and decrease from year to year. So, and we have this chart here in our notebook kind of showing us, right, the hare, which is the rabbit, which is the solid line, and then the lynx, which was the predator in the dotted line. We can see in years where the prey population numbers are increasing, we can also see following that an increase in the predator numbers. Now, they're not going to happen in the same years because we got to remember that it takes a season for each of these species to reproduce. But then we can also see in years where the prey population starts to decline, we also start to see in the following years a decrease in the predator population. So it's this nice cycle, this oscillation in population number from year to year in response to the amount of food that the prey have, the hare, because they're herbivores, and then the amount of hares that are available for the lynx to eat. So that is it for our notes on symbiosis and predator-prey relationships. If you have any questions or concerns about these notes, please let me know. Thanks.